Months before his death, Paul IV publishes a specific list of books banned by the Church. The Index Librorum Prohibitorum seeks to put an end to the reading of books that could potentially corrupt the faithful. Only Catholic texts and approved secular books are to be bought, sold, and read. No new book is to be published anywhere in Italy without the Church's approval.
In 1559, l'Inquisizione arrived in Florence. They had come to enforce the censorship of the Church. The Index of Forbidden Books was a catalogue of 583 heretical works. To possess or disseminate any named volume was a punishable crime. And the Medici owned many of these great works of the Renaissance, from the classics of the ancient world to St. Augustine, Erasmus, and Machiavelli. The list was enormous. And Cosimo had his own legacy and his reputation to protect. Cosimo haggled with the Inquisition and came to a compromise. Cosimo organized a token public book burning. Because even a duke could not afford to alienate the Church.
Even if my own father were a heretic, I would gather the wood to burn him.
Viva Caracca!
In Venice, at the heart of European printing and publishing, The Holy Office has been able to enforce the Index of Prohibited Books with great success. Following the creation of the list, the Inquisition steps up its efforts by conducting random searches of Venetian bookshops. An informer's tip leads the Holy Office to the publishing house of Valgrisi and Sons. The files of the Venetian Inquisition contain this denunciation.
I was at the bookshop when Donzelino and Giorgio Valgrisi were discussing prohibited books. Giorgio put his finger to his lips as a signal that he should be quiet. But Donzelino boasted that he held on to his, despite the Holy Office.
More than 1,100 prohibited volumes are found. Enough evidence to put both men away for life. Among the confiscated volumes are editions of the Bible, translated from the Church-approved Latin into German and Italian.
La Corte dell'Inquisizione sta cominciando.
At his trial, Valgrisi's neighbors and the parish priest testify that he is a good Catholic. Ironically, he uses as part of his defense that he was the first in Venice to publish the Index Librorum Prohibitorum. In response, the tribunal decides to merely fine him and order him to perform penance. The Inquisition's seizure of inventory and the forced closure of his shop for 6 months proves too much for Valgrisi. He chooses to retire and leaves the business to his sons.
Alzati.
A few months later, for the 5th time in his smuggling career, Donzelino is brought to trial. Girolamo Donzelino has made his final delivery. In the past, he had been freed after abjuring. But this time, the Inquisition tribunal finds Donzelino guilty of heretical activities. They turn him over to the secular authorities. He will never be seen again. Continued pressure shuts down most of the presses in Venice. The flow of illicit books coming into the Italian peninsula all but runs dry. All books written by Protestants are placed on the list. So is the Bible in common languages. In 1606, the entire city of Venice is excommunicated. The Index of Prohibited Books will not be abolished.